Okay, so a couple of you guys have a problem with this, and I just wanted to clarify. So, what you can do is if you click on like a lasso tool or whatever, outline whatever, use the pen tool, and then create your new layer. So, I already did that, right? I have my new layer. And I know what you're saying. You guys were basically saying, it's really frustrating because you have these settings turned on that I don't. Okay. Um, it is up at the top, but it maybe I didn't explain it enough, so I wanted to make this video and explain it a little bit better. If you go and you click on the move tool or select tool, if you click on that, this bar up here changes, and it almost always changes when you pick different tools, right? So you click move tool, and when you do that, you have this option as like radio buttons for auto select and transform. So once you do that, you can click on a layer that you have created. That's if you have the layer created, and it'll select it, and it's going to give you the box, this proportion box, and this stays in that proportion. Unless it used to be different than this actually, but I think now the default setting is it stays proportional in proportion unless you hit shift, so you can do you know stretch it up or make it bigger, smaller, whatever. Um, yeah. So you want to make sure though that you have that new layer made, or you because if you're clicking on the background, like let's say I flatten this, right? If there's no layer to click, and I'm trying to click what I thought is made or was cut out, there's nothing to click. It's just gonna because there's no different layer. Let me give you another example. Like if I do new layer via copy, so now I've got another layer over top. It's just gonna auto that, right? Auto click, and I can transform. But you know, yeah, I, I don't know how to explain where I'm going at with this. I'm just trying to like clarify because I think even me, so even I sometimes will like think I've outlined something or think that I've cut something out and then try to grab it and then be like, oh, I need to do that. Or at least, well, I should take that back. I don't anymore, but there's definitely like a thing I did when I was like newer. I'd be like, oh, why can't I do this? And it's like, oh shit, it's the background layer is still, you know, when you open up an image by default, it's gonna the background's like locked. See that right there? It's you can't really do anything with that. But if you know make a new layer from background, um, new like I think it's like new layer via copy or new layer from background, then you can it'll give you those adjustment things with as long as this is toggled in on. Now, if you have another option too here that I'll talk about is if you're doing like a really advanced uh, composite, you can do like some people will do groups. So, like an example, you have your layer, but then you also have groups, so you can put layers within groups, and it's just kind of an organization thing. It is nice to have and do that. So but you can toggle to auto select for the group. So let's say I cut on I'll give you an example. This is going to be, I'm probably making this more long-winded than it needs to be, but we're going to do it. I'm going to delete that. So let's say I had these wheels. This is going to just be like quick and dirty, okay? But new layer via cut. And then I had this, for example. Again, this is just going to be quick and dirty for just kind of an example. New layer via cut. So I can take these, so together the wheels and the body of the trailer are the trailer, right? And then that's the background. I can take these two layers, select them, and put them into a group, and then call that group trailer, right? Well, if I have this auto select on and I'm just doing layer, if I click on that, or this for that matter, it's going to select either one of those. But if I have my auto select on group, it's kind of nice because now it'll pick the whole group. So that's what I was talking about with the move button. I hope this is helpful. I don't mean to frustrate anybody. Yeah, I know. You're probably gonna say, "Oh crap! I wish I saw that." Photoshop is an awesome program, but there's just so many different ways to skin a cat, so to speak. There's like so many different ways that you can do things. So like, you know, for example, you can brighten an image in probably like 4 different ways and change exposure and all this stuff. There's so many different ways you can do different things, but and that's probably why I think a lot of times people will get um, a bit confused on certain things. By the way, on that note, one thing that I definitely ended up doing is that I like, not related to Photoshop, but I like to edit video, but sometimes Premiere is just overkill for what I need to do. So I think Adobe's pretty smart, and they they've added some stuff that is a little bit on the, I'd say, not dumbed down, but on the it's just maybe easier to use. I'd say quicker. So literally they came out with Adobe Premiere Rush. Check out Adobe Premiere Rush if you guys are doing like video editing, which I'm sure you are. Um, it's extremely. I think it's convenient. I don't know. Maybe I'm. I guess there's probably professional video editors out there that are like, why would you ever use Rush? Premiere Rush is garbage. But for me, and for like 90% of the people making videos out there, it's just you don't really need everything that Premiere has to offer. And so, I'm a lot more familiar with Photoshop, so I'm not really like, I don't I don't use anything that I think they have that's cut down, but I'm sure there is stuff out there. All right, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn, but I gotta get to work. So, hope you like this video. Um, Sorry I frustrated you. Cool. Have a good one.